Twitch. What? I'm over here just playing with my hair. What up, Chef? What up to welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. Another edition. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. What up, 3D103? You guys are like my first contestants on Discussions with Didi Parker today. What up, Tasha? Welcome to the party. You're early today, or I'm just late like normal, but we're here. So the question today on Discussions. What up, Twitch? I see you. Hey, girl. Hey. I don't know how to say your name on Twitch. How do you say that? I'm just gonna call you, hey, Ashki. Ashki on Twitch. Hey, Chev. Acacia? I'm learning something new. I think that's how you say it. But if not, just give me a nickname, girl, and we'll roll from there. But disturbed. But welcome to What Up, Clean Clean. Welcome to Discussions with Didi Parker. We have another good one. Twitch is already I'm sorry, Acacia on Twitch. We're already live on Twitch. We're already up on IG. I'm trying something different with this hair. I don't know where it's gonna go, but we'll see. I feel a wig is coming in my near future, but we are discussing today. Thank you, Acacia. Should mothers go to jail for keeping their kids from their fathers? Should mothers go to jail? And the reason why we're talking about this is if you're familiar with R&B singer Jacquees, however you say his name, Jacquees. He had posted something saying that he said women should go to jail for keeping fathers away from their kids. So that's the question today. Should women go to jail for keeping their kids away from their fathers? Let me see if there's another part to this. Okay, there's no other part. That was the question. She said, whoa, on Twitch. That's a rather intense topic. I want to hear what the folks got to say, because I know it sparked some stuff on social media, so I'm interested in hearing what the folks got to say about this today. So, should women go to jail? Hey, mama, should women go to jail for keeping their kids away from the father? Should women go to jail? Yay or nay? What we talking about here? Tasha said, I finished The Reckoning, girl, and I was flabbergasted to say the least. Baby, I tried to tell you. Okay? Sean Combs. The Reckoning, baby. He was a wreck, baby, and he wrecked some shit up. But yeah, and it's so much other stuff going on with that documentary, but that's not what we're talking about today. Should women go to jail? Oh, I look festive. I feel like an African. Thank you, mama. I tried to clean it up, but I feel a wig. I smell a wig coming in the near future, child. Ain't that a damn shame? We can never be happy women with our own hair, but I don't care. I like my wigs. I'm going back to them, and I don't care who like it. Acacia on Twitch said, well, I am not a parent, so I'm in no position to comment on this. But maybe one day you might be a parent, and you might know some folks going through some things, Akeisha. So you can comment, girl. This is a judgment-free platform, so we don't judge. There's no right or wrong answers when it comes to this. Chev said yes. Chev, you said that yes, that they should. Of course, clean. I knew you were going to say hell nah, but when you guys give me these answers, tell me why. Why do you feel like hell, clean? Why do you say hell yeah? And Chev, why do you feel like yes? Tasha said the language should be changed to custodial parents should be penalized for keeping the kids from non-custodial parents. I like that though, but I gotta keep it a beam now, Tasha. It is more women that do this though, and I know from firsthand because my brother had to deal with a baby mama who did not allow him to see his son, and still to this day gives him hell about seeing his son. Baby Barack said, Tasha, it was a real eye opener, yo. I believe everyone except Little Rod. You don't wake up with a sore ass and that ninja laying next to him. Why you don't believe him? We're not talking about that today, but just because he a man don't mean his story ain't true, baby Barack. So I ain't saying I don't believe him, but just because he's a man don't make his story no further true than the rest of the people that got up on that documentary. I'm just saying. Acacia said, are the parents divorced? I don't know. Acacia, we're here in America, in the United States of America, and sometimes people have babies out of wedlock here. So you have baby mamas and baby daddies, or child fathers, child mother type situation. So it could be they may have been married and maybe they're getting a divorce, or maybe they were never married. And hey, Shank Dog, maybe they were never married to begin with, and they just had a baby. So should that woman go to jail? But I do like your answer, Tasha. But I'm focusing on the women today. No disrespect, I love you ladies. But I'm focusing on the women because, like I said, if I did not go through this firsthand, then I will be on y'all sides. But going through this as an auntie, my brother's, one of his baby mamas did this nonsense with keeping the child. And we didn't even get a chance to really see him grow up. So, I mean, I don't think it's fair. Thank you, Mama. Tasha said, baby Barack, I would have woke up swinging if my ass was sore and he was lying in my... Y'all are a mess. Baby Barack said, lock them up. No double standards here. If we don't pay, we go to jail. So why not women too? Well, this is not a matter of, though, custody, of the mother does already have custody of the kid, but the mother won't allow you to see the kid. Like, she's hindering you from being able to see your child. Roadblocks. You understand what I'm saying? Clean. She's making it difficult. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying I'm talking about this today, and again, no shade to my sisters out there. What up, Coco? Is because this is the thing that is happening for real. My brother, he has a baby mama, and she did. Who follows me on Twitch? Whoever followed me on Twitch, I appreciate you, but I think that was Acacia. I appreciate you. My brother experienced this with one of his baby mamas, where she did not want him to see the son at all, and even attempted to move out of state. And then something happened with my brother, and then she was granted permission to move out of state. But when Clean gets back, I want to hear why you say lock him up.
Oh yeah. Nah, man. I went through that. I'm going through it still in a sense. I mean,
But you have custody of your son, right?
yeah, but I still it's not permanent until we finish the whole trial or the whole situation. I mean, I have custody until, I mean, we probably not gonna wrap up everything until like next summer. So, but yeah, man, you know what the crazy thing about it is, like in my situation, for one, I don't think his mom is 100% mentally you know what I'm saying? Like
Competent.
there's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's like some ADHD, some bipolar, and it's the history within her family. Her mom is clinically diagnosed manic depressive. Her older brother just got out of a mental institution and is in the care of the mother. Her sister died of a heroin overdose in the same apartment that she live in right now. Just like it's just so it's a lot going on. And then her herself, she got some stuff that she deal with, but of course she won't, really admit to it or go get like a level of help. Um, so in my case, luckily, I have resources. I'm a web developer. I do well financially, so I was able to get a lawyer. I got one of the best attorneys in Georgia, and I had to fight. And I mean, shit. Just in the last 6 months, I've probably spent over $40,000 in
Oh my
legal.
Lord, Jesus! Just so you
Yeah,
can see your son.
just so I can have, because I
Well,
always
you
had
have
my
custody of your son, right?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I always had him, like he's always lived with me full time, but court like she was the primary parent or custodial parent, but she never really she got a lot going on mentally, so she can't have him full time. Like she can't get up in the morning and get him to school every day on time. Like
Yeah.
she just can't do it. So he's always been with me. I've always taken care of it. But our previous court order, she was supposed to have him Monday through Thursday, and then I get him Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm.
But he just always been with me. So, but and she wanted to keep it that way so she could keep getting child support.
Ah.
Yeah, so she basically wanted like a cheat code, like to be able to get the money and not have to actually get him to and from school and handle the day to day. So she was kind of finessing the game, you know, and I was allowing it mainly because she was so unstable. I was like, look, at least I can get him, at least he's with me and I'm raising him. I was pretty much paying to raise him. Like I was paying for to have him, you know. But recent some months ago she just popped up out of nowhere and like took him and was like, I'm keeping him during the week and I'm not taking him to that school. um and that's when I got a lawyer and was like, fuck that, you know. But see, the thing is that I learned, man, is like I'm lucky because I got the resources to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But regular dudes, they can't do that. Like a
Yeah.
regular dude can't go get one of the best attorneys in Georgia and afford all, like my attorney's retainer just to get started was 12K off top. Boom.
Jesus.
Then
Woo.
my attorney is 950 an hour. Her
Woo.
paralegals up under her are 250 an hour. So the money just goes. You can some months I done spent 6, 7 thousand just in that month. Like, and then there's outside sources. You got to get the guardian ad litem that comes in and spends time at both households and goes to the school. You got to pay for the guardian. The guardian's retainer was 5,000 and she's three
Sheesh.
seventy five an hour. Like, it's the game is set up to be so expensive that the average guy just can't do it. So you
Or
end
doesn't
up,
want to fight. So they rather
yeah.
walk away.
Yep. And a lot of the times that has nothing to do with you as an individual. A lot of the times it has to do with whatever the relationship history is.
Yeah.
And if she has a personal vendetta against you and hates you, she can phase you out. She can literally phase you out. If you're a regular guy that just works at a warehouse or a restaurant or something, like you can't afford it. You can't fight it. So I always say, man, like I do think that the family court laws need to be changed because these laws were made at a time when like women couldn't vote and all this other stuff. Now we're equals, but the law still kind of supports her as if she's not equal to me. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that the laws do need to be changed because if we talk about Americans in general, but especially our black community, pushing these fathers out of these kids' lives is ruining us. It's
Because
ruining
that's
us.
exactly what it's doing. Thank God my brother is not one of them type of dudes. And even though this woman tried to keep him, he still continued to try to build that relationship with my nephew, even though she didn't want him to have no, like, he couldn't get him for summers. We couldn't see him for holidays. Like, I'm like, how is this fair?
Yep.
Um, it was some BS, but he still made it a point to be in his kid's life. There's a lot of men that would be like, you know what? F this ish. I'll just go make another baby because I'm
Yeah.
not about to deal with this.
A lot of dudes, they just because it's heavy, man. Like I'll be honest with you, like in my situation, like what I go through to get custody of my kid, it damn near ruined. Um,
You said it ruined what?
I said it damn near ruined my relationship.
Yeah.
It my finances, everything changed. Furthermore, a lot of the money I'm using to fight was money I set aside for his future, for my son's future. Like this was his bread. You know what I'm saying? Which once again, that's why I say it destructs us because me. I'll do whatever. I'll sell my damn house if I have to. Like I'll keep going. But a lot of times what happens is these kids grow up without father figures and masculine presence in their life, and they're more likely to go to prison, to join gangs, to not be able to hold down steady employment, to like for daughters too, but especially for sons, like a father is so important. Like my son, everything he do, he needs me to see it. He look, Dad, I can jump off this. Look, I know 10 times 10. Look, I can look. Like he needs my validation. He needs my presence. Like without me around, he'll look for it in the streets or he'll look for it from a stranger or he'll like it's detrimental that we stop. I grew up being like the women in my family. I'm from Detroit. I'm from the projects. I come from some hood shit. I come from a family of drug dealers, drug addicts, all that shit, right? So the women in my family and the women associated with my family, they taught us growing up that all these men were just the biggest deadbeat villains that ever existed. And then we grew up and started to learn the truths about our fathers. Like we started to learn that some of our fathers didn't even know we existed because
Mm,
they never told them they was pregnant. They moved away. Some of the fathers got pushed out. They tried to fight, but they ran out of money. They couldn't.
yeah.
Like these dudes didn't abandon us. They tried. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's just when there's a personal vendetta, man, like a mother really can just push you out and use that custodial parentship as a weapon. They can weaponize the child against you. They can weaponize the child against your emotions by turning
Yeah.
the child against you. They can weaponize the child against your finances by pretty much extorting you, and there's dudes like I said, even for me, I had my son 5, sometimes 7 days a week, and I was still paying $1,000 a month in child support.
Jesus. Woo!
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm raising him, pay all his clothes,
But you said a
everything.
month. I'm
A
thinking a
month,
week. Okay.
a
I would
month.
say now in this day and
500
age.
bi-weekly, yeah, like for and like I said, I was doing it because it was so gravy for her that it was like she was like, okay, you can raise him, like as long as I'm getting this money.
But that's the
But
stipulation that you guys have because you wouldn't be able to have custody of your son if you weren't sending that money, right?
nope, no. That's what, like, soon as we started the trial, you could, and that's why these cases are so strenuous because, man, they want you got to pull so much paperwork from your life, from your bank statements, W-2s, income, like I had to go hunt down every single financial transaction her and I had since he was born, and I had to make PDF documents and like date them, organize them. I had to show the court like, yo, like I've given this woman $500 bi-weekly for the last 7 years, nonstop, never missed a date. That's why I won custody of him, because I came to court so ironclad with the case that I built that the judge was like, hell nah. But like I said, most guys, I'm a web developer, so I know how to use these softwares and these programs and research and go get stuff. But most guys don't know how to do this shit. They just regular dudes. They
Yeah.
love their kid, they trying, but they don't make a bunch of money or got a bunch of digital knowledge on how to do shit. They just
Oh, I
regular
get it.
guys, and they get
Which is
and they get pushed out.
why we're talking about it. Discussions with Didi Parker. What up Twitch? What up YouTube? Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. Of course, IG. Should women go to jail for keeping their baby daddy, their fathers, women, should they go to jail for keeping fathers away from their kids? That's the topic today. Should women go to jail for keeping fathers away from their kids? Baby Brock, I think I read this, but I'll read it again. He said, lock them up. No double standards here. If we don't pay, we go to jail. So why not women too? Mama said, if there should be a punishment, there should be a punishment for keeping your kids away from the parent. Baby Barack said exactly, Tasha. It would have been a whole different experience for his ass. Y'all still talk about that damn Diddy. Chef said the same way men can go to jail for not paying. Okay, Chef. Child support. Mama said if the dad is a good parent, she should be accountable. And Tasha said, Didi, it is imperative for men to establish DNA and custody if you're making babies out of wedlock. I agree with that. And Tasha said, women will use the child as a weapon against the man, especially if he moves on and he's happy and prosperous. Baby, seen it too many times. Baby Barack said, then she definitely needs to get locked up. It's a damn shame how women use the kids for leverage. This is an all day, everyday thing. Shep said, OMG. Mama said to you, 1985, how you pick her? Wow, is the question. Talk about your baby mama. Like, I guess she wants to know how did you, that relationship, how did you pick her? Let me ask you, 1985, is she black?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she was not. We weren't in a relationship. So she's somebody I had dated for like a little under a year, and then we broke up because she like I didn't like I got you know how like when you date somebody as time goes by, like more layers peel back, you meet more friends, more family members, you start to kind of see. So I was dating her, and she already had a kid. She had a 2 year old when we started dating. She was the first woman I ever dated that had a kid. That was like my first time ever dating somebody with a kid. And I was reluctant to do it, but I was like, I'll give it, give it a shot, whatever. And as I'm dating her, I'm just noticing like all this weird stuff, right? Like there would be times where she would be at my house for like 3, 4, 5 days in a row, and I'd be like, don't you got a kid? Like, but I didn't understand
Mm.
children like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I never had a kid or whatever, so I didn't understand how much it takes to raise a kid the way I understand now. So
How did you
I,
do it?
I started putting two and two together, like, yo, how is going on? And then one day she called me pissed off. She was leaving her older sister's crib, and she was telling me that her family staged an intervention on her because she kept leaving her son with the sister, and her older sister and her mom was pretty much raising her son. And as she's telling me this, she feels like they tripping, but she telling me this, and I'm like,
You tripping.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, what? And so that's actually like we ended up splitting up shortly after that. Like I said, she got some mental stuff going on. It was just some like the onion layers peeled back, and I was like, so we split up. I
And it
ended
just so
up
happens you got her pregnant. Oh,
no,
God.
no, 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 no. Check it out. We split up, and then I got into a different relationship with my ex, the Spellman, aka chick I used to date. So I was with her for 2 years. Me and her ended up breaking up. We lived together. We broke up and split out of the spot we was living in. And then I got my own crib, and I ran into my son's mom at a party because we had like mutual friends or whatever. I ran into her at a party, and we had a little night, and my son was born out of that night. So it wasn't like,
You had a one night stand and got, oh my goodness, and
well,
got
it was like a 2 night, like a 2 day stand, something like that. But yeah, like it wasn't like we was in a relationship and I chose her and we were like, nah, it was just like a little joint, you know what I'm saying? And so when my son was born, I think we wasn't even together. Like, she hit me up and was like, I'm pregnant, whatever. When my son was born, I think she thought that we were going to be a family.
you
But
said hell
my mindset
no.
was like, no, like, like let's raise this kid together. Let's get on the same page. I was 32 when my son was born. I was like deep into my career. I was doing great. So it was nothing for me to be like, all right, cool, boom. I moved into a new crib so he have his own room, all that stuff. I'm ready. Once we didn't become a family again, and I'm
Oh,
just
that's when, yeah.
that's when she would like try to just box me out of his life. So because let me tell you, in the state of Georgia, getting a blood test doesn't the state doesn't recognize you as the father,
Even
even
if you get the
though
blood test and it
blood
says
test
you're not the father.
does recognize your father. Being on the birth certificate
Oh,
doesn't doesn't recognize you as the father. In order to be recognized as the father, you have to get a lawyer and go through a legitimation process and get legitimated. So that's what I ended up doing. When I got legitimated, I had my attorney draw up a parental agreement for us because I was like, she's too emotionally impulsive. We need a document that we follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, there
Yeah.
has to be a document that we follow so that we can both be held accountable. So the first court order I got made was it was 50-50 parentship. She has them during the week and gets them to and from school, and I get them every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I pay her child support money, and we rotate holidays and shit like that.
Yeah.
She never stuck to it. She did whatever the fuck she wanted to do. She got evicted from her apartment and then ended up moving to Texas without even telling me. Just took him to another state. I'm waiting for him to drop her off one night, and then next thing you know, he in
He's
another
in
state.
another state. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just crazy shit happened. So then I had to get another lawyer and then get another agreement in place to protect me from her being able to do shit like that.
Yeah.
Because she ended up getting stuck out there. Whoever she was living with out there, she fell out with them. And then I bribed her and gave her some money to move back here because she was gone for like 3 months. I was like, look, I will
What?
give you,
She was gone 3 months with your son?
yeah. And for the first 2 months, I didn't even know what state he was in.
Oh my
I,
gosh.
I
See
almost
stuff
lost
like
my.
that. Oh my god. That's not considered kidnapping?
That's what it was. Look, let me tell you something. I almost lost my job. I was at work crying every day. I'm fucked up. Like imagine because since he was an infant, I had him 60-70% of the time. So that's like my baby. You know what I'm saying? And then he's just gone. And then she's doing these little ransom games and shit. So I got another attorney to protect me from that. I paid her to move back. I said, I'll give you $2,000 to come back. I cashed after 2000. She came back and was staying with her mom in Austell for a minute, and I got him back in my life. So then I got another attorney, got that agreement going. Then once he got to pre-K age, she just knew she can't wake up in the morning and get him to and from school every day. She just don't have it. Like, so she was like, "Look, he need to live with you," and I was like, "All right, bet." But she was like, "I still need the money."
I still need that money though. Mm.
So I was like, look, the opportunity to like my son to live with me full time and raise him, I'll pay you. Just let's just do it. So now he's with me. This is since age what? He's 7 now. This is age 4, 3,
Can
4.
I ask you,
So
Clean Clean,
Mhm.
85? Does she have custody of her other first child?
So check this out. So she's got custody of the other child. Now I had never met the other kid's dad before, because they 6 years apart. So right now my son's older brother is 13. So I just met the father not too long ago because I took my son to one of his brother's football games, and I met the dad there. The dad got like four other kids by three other chicks. So
Baby,
he lets her do whatever she want with him because he
he
can't
don't care either.
he don't care. So and that's why I think she's so annoyed at me because I was getting lawyers and shit. I'm doing it. I think she's
You
like,
costing her money.
yeah, I'm
Probably
costing
ain't
her
got.
money. Like even
Yeah.
this case we in now, like she had to sell her car and shit, like everything. She didn't moved in with her. Like yeah, like it's draining her out. But I'm like, you not about to take. I'm not gonna be. My son's not gonna grow up without a father. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be a dad that sees his kid once, twice a month and just pays you. Like, no, I'm raising him, you know.
Kudos to
So
you.
so we go through these processes. So like I said, man, most dudes don't have that endurance and that stamina though. They would have tapped out a long time ago.
Most dudes don't got the money, like you said, or the resources. Like with my brother's situation, it is not that he didn't want to see his kid. He just didn't have the resources to keep fighting it.
Yup.
Let me backtrack because we do got some new folks on here. So we're talking about today women. Should they go to jail for keeping fathers away from their kids? I'm focusing on women today. Sorry, ladies. Because Jackie's the singer, he did a post, I guess, about Deion Sanders' daughter, maybe not letting him see his son. Tasha said on September 1st, 2025, Texas court will take the child from the custodial parent and give the non-custodial parent primary custody in Texas, ladies. So the ones that are doing this, please understand. Chef said, "Oh hell no, not to that, Tasha." Tasha said, "I meant to say that new bill passed in Texas on September 1st uh, of this year." So what does that mean, Tasha? Exactly. That means that women can no longer keep their kids from the father. Otherwise, it's going to be penalties. Break that down a little bit further for me. Tasha said, "I forgot to add if." Okay, you did. If you deny visitation 3 times after the third attempt, you will lose primary custody. Okay, I like that. Babe said, "Real jazz." Hey, auntie. And mama said, "Why don't you have shared custody?" I think you explained why you don't have shared custody.
You said
Mama,
what was
she
the
said, "Why
question?
don't you have shared custody?" And you
No, no,
explained.
no. I had shared custody. So this is how it works, right? Like the court is going to give most of the time in cases of divorce, you'll get a closer to a true 50-50. But in cases like this, they'll because we had shared custody, but the court will always appoint a primary. But
Mm,
what I negotiated, which was dope, was even though the only thing that made her the primary was that she was supposed to have them Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday, which was more days. It was like 4 days with her, 3 days with me, which made her primary. But she didn't have most primaries. Like now, I'm primary. I have control over education, religion, medical, all of that stuff. Her when she had primary, I negotiated that in the case we can't agree on education, religion, medical, we have to seek mediation and counseling and find an agreement that way. She can't just bully me or debo me and just do whatever the fuck she want to do. The thing that fucked her up and got me custody is I was able to prove that she was just deboing me and not she was making decisions without me. And I even tried to get her to do family therapy with me.
she would do it.
I got a family therapist. I paid for my consultation and her consultation. And I told her I'll pay out of pocket for all our sessions. She never went to her consultation. She stood the therapist up 2 times. And I brought those documents to court. I was like, look, I've done everything. The judge was like, yo, he hit the gavel, like, yo, we can't, like, we're gonna give him the custody. Um, because she wasn't even taking him to school. She claimed that she put him in some homeschool. And that was her way of having him collecting child support and not having to wake up and take him to school every day. So she just
But
found some free online school to put him in. He's
Quinn,
7 years old.
I'm gonna be real with you. You dated this woman, right?
Yeah.
Like you guys dated. You knew that she wasn't the best parent. My concern when that baby was in the belly, I would have been taking her ass to court for full custody. You get visitation because you're not a responsible adult.
Yeah, but the thing is, you gotta wait for her to fuck up
Have the baby
first.
first.
And
Okay.
then like I had to let her shoot herself in the foot first and then just keep track of everything and then bring it to court. So that was like, let me tell you, when he was in pre-K, which was the last year he was there and she was supposed to be getting him to school, he was in a pre-K 5 minutes down the street from her, right?
Mm-hmm.
In one school year, he had 72 tardies,
Oh my God.
38 38 absences, 28 early checkouts. So basically, she was either every day just not taking them to school or taking them 3 4 hours late and then picking them up early. So when I took her to court, I went to the pre-K and I got the director of the pre-K to do a witness affidavit for me
Mm-hmm.
and let the court know because the school they was gonna kick him out of the pre-K because he was missing too many days. He wasn't keeping up with the curriculum. And they started reaching out to me because she was cussing them out, going up there in the morning in her robe and shit, cussing them out and shit. Yeah, and these is like white ladies. They was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? So they started reaching out to me like, "Yo, like we love Eris. Like we really want him to do like to finish this program, but she's not bringing him." And I lived an hour away. I was in Buckhead, and she was in
Yeah.
Shawnee and Gwinnett. So I was like, man, like I'm getting on her like, yo, you gotta take him to school. They're gonna pull the funding. Da 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 da. She tells them to stop contacting me about his attendance. And they was like, ma'am, that's his father. Like, we can't do that. So she cussing them out. So I got them to do a witness affidavit for me. I got like 15 affidavits when I came. That's why I said I came to court with the uppercut. Like I went crazy. And but that's what you and I still barely won, but that's what you gotta do as a father to get because the legal system leans towards the mother
Yeah.
in most cases. And another thing, she got evicted last summer and didn't tell me. My lawyer pulled that eviction, and when she cross-examined her, she was like, did you share that you were evicted with the father, all that? She's like, no, no. Like, so the judge saw that, like, yo, this is crazy. So but I had to let her fuck up first before I could bring all of these findings. But if I would have took her to court earlier before this, they would have never gave me custody. They probably would have made me pay more money.
Shush. Let me read some of these comments. Clean, clean. Tasha said, Didi, my brother is experiencing that, and his baby mama is current sitting U.S. senator. I'm not saying names, but she is a lawmaker, knowingly breaking the law. What is it that she wants? She wants some eggplant, because usually, sometimes that be what these women be mad about. Tasha said, why do women automatically feel entitled to keep the child when they split from the dad? That's a good question. I have no idea. Auntie said, wait, son lives with you and you're paying his mom for what? Uh, hello, me. She said, make it make sense. Please. Uh, Babe said, Subsecure said, best pod out. Fine. What up, Pat? What up, DJ? Do it. If you didn't hear, we're talking about should women go to jail for keeping fathers away from their kids? Should women go to jail for keeping fathers away from their kids? Baby Barack said, I went through something similar to 1985. I paid child support 2 years after my son graduated, and he was living with me in a different city. Didn't matter. I had to run it until she dismissed the case. That's crazy.
One
Mama
second.
said, Mama said, just if you can mute me, 1985. That's cool. Mama said you dated her representative. That's what it seemed like. Super Pat said crazy women are the best lovers. You would know when you're Super Pat. Babe said he sped through the red flags. Took responsibility though, like a man should. Mama said it was an op circling the block. What you know about ops, Mama? Baby Barack said exactly. I had to hire a lawyer and go through the legitimization process. Georgia is definitely on the side of the mom. I don't know if it's just Georgia that is just on the side of the mom. It's probably all these states that are on the side of the mom. Because the thing that happened with my brother, it happened in New York. Um, as soon as she got a little piece of what she did, because she was trying to move out of the state, and my brother shut it down. But then something happened, and she was able to get the judge to side with her to move out of state. So she was able to take my nephew to North Carolina. But then didn't allow my brother to have no contact with him or nothing. So I just, like I said, I thank God for my brother and him being the man that he is and him fighting that fight. Because there, like you said, 1985, there are a lot of men that will gracefully bow out and be like, you know what? I don't need this shit. I'll just go make me another baby. Deuces.
Yeah.
He could come holler or she could come holler at me when she's 18. So
Yeah, a lot of dudes do that because, like I was saying before, like in my case, like anybody, I don't know if anybody in the chat, but anybody who
SR.
ever been through a true custody battle, that shit is the most draining thing that you could possibly go through. Because for one, you're fighting for the thing that you love more than anything on this planet. Like my son is like everything to me. It's not like I'm fighting for an NBA championship or something. Like I'm fighting for like
That's your
a
flesh
human,
and blood. Yeah.
yeah, a human life, and then too for the fact of like, yeah, I do have the resources for him to go to great schools to play dope to play. He loves soccer. For him to play for academy clubs, for him to do extracurriculars, for him to do like even when I took custody back of him, I had to put him with an in-person tutor 2 days a week in addition to school to get him ramped back up because she had him sitting at the crib playing on a fucking Nintendo Switch all day and he missed 5 weeks of school.
Oh
So
my
he
God.
was behind his peers. Like, so you're fighting for the right for this kid to have a better upbringing. And the fact that I have the resources to give him a better upbringing, I was just being prevented from doing so is the most frustrating shit. So my relationship with my girl suffered because I'm going through it, so she going through it,
Yeah.
and she's even looking at me like, do I want to commit to him? Do I want to deal with another 10 years of a crazy baby mom's doing wild shit? And she loved my son like it's her son. I would when me and her got together, my son was 2 years old. She spent more time with him than his mom has. You know what I'm saying? So it's hurting her. Like like money wise, like I said, I had to pull bread out of my 401k. I had to take money out of that I had saved for him because I went for the best attorney in Georgia because I felt like that was the only way I was gonna have a chance. I didn't want to risk it and get a cheaper attorney.
Yeah.
So you go get the best you can get. Then my work is, I'm a web developer. My work is really intense. So my job on 10. I got deadlines, I got projects I gotta do. I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with my girl, the bills ain't stopping. Like that shit will break a lesser man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking like I'm just that dude or whatever, but I'm saying like I can look from the outside looking in and I can tell you not no regular people can't do this. They can't. A
Auntie said,
regular person
why are
can't
you paying?
withstand this.
Auntie asked, why are you paying her? But why are you paying her?
I just told like when we had the situation in where she was supposed to get him to and from school, and I get him on the weekends and I pay her. Once she tapped out and said, "Look, he need to come live with you because I got some stuff going on." I was desperate. I was like, "Look, bet I'm pretty much gonna pay you for the opportunity to raise my son." Like
But you could take her to court right now if you wanted to.
but that's
That's money.
money. That's money.
Yeah. Just pay her.
I would, and that's where she kind of fucked up. I would have kept paying her to raise him. Like we could have just kept it the way it was, and he could live here, and I would still give her the bread just to let me raise him, so he can play soccer, so he can go to a dope school, so he can, learn how to be a man. I'm like, I was paying for that experience. Once she took him and was like, I'm keeping him and you just get him on the weekends and I'm putting him in homeschool. That's when I was like, fuck that. I'm getting a lawyer. Like, you're not about to debo. You can't make a decision like that without consulting me and going through
Yeah, that's
mediation
crazy.
because I negotiated that. So she was in contempt of our previous court order. And that's when I knew I had a case. And I went and got my lawyer. We spent a month and a half building my case. I got witnesses. I pulled paperwork. I pulled her evictions, like we even filing a motion for her to have to do a psych evaluation. Like we're like you gotta go hard. You know what I'm saying? Like just to have a chance. I ain't even guaranteed to, that you're gonna win. But in order to have a chance, you gotta go that hard. And that's
You
why I
do
say
have.
the law gotta get changed because a lot of these kids are growing up without fathers and it's not their fault. And they go without the things that a father provides.
Yeah. Tasha said, "Yep, Texas has some funky laws too. Example: my husband would be established as legal father, and the bio dad would have lesser rights than the legal dad without custody agreement and not an acknowledgement of DNA. That's crazy." Uh, Tasha said, "Clean, clean, baby mama need to be locked up." Um, Mama said, "I understand why you have an issue with women." And Baby Barack said, "And we don't get the credit or recognition for staying and fighting for our seeds. I understand totally what 1985 is going through. I salute y'all because, like I said, if I'm not even gonna hold you. Had I not went through this experience myself, I'd be like, y'all making this stuff up. But because
Right.
my brother went through this and I saw it firsthand, how some of you baby mamas are downright deceitful and evil, I was like, oh hell, they got like that should be against the law for keeping a father from his kid, especially if that father wants to be a part of that kid's life. You don't have a right. But
Yeah,
anyway,
people don't believe it. Like even when I be like, even when I was in the thick of it, like even when she took him to the other state and all that shit, people was not believing me, or they was looking at me like, "What you do to that girl?" I'm like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like they don't believe that they're like that somebody could just do this stuff, and not only that, but then on her side and even on society's side, she's being looked at as this heroic single mother who's strong. And but the crazy thing is that like nobody believes that. I was telling my homeboy because my out here in Atlanta, a lot of my homies, they work in film industry. They produce on projects and shows. And I was telling them like, man, y'all might need to do a documentary on me or something because this story has to get told. Like this story don't get told. Like,
Enough. You're right. It
you know
doesn't.
what I'm saying? Like people really don't think that this happens, or they think that the man was abusive, or he had
Right.
to be doing
Yeah.
something, or they don't think that this just happens to regular dudes. There's a lot of dudes. I mean, I can't speak for every father, but for me, like I said, my son is like like I miss him right now. He in school. I'm about to go get him in a minute. Like my son is everything. So to have somebody in your life be able to play with something that you
Yeah.
love that much, like some dudes
You
might have
be
went
ready to
over
kill
there
them.
with the strap. You know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying?
be
And
ready to
like,
kill their ass. Yeah.
yeah, it
Hmm.
can drive you to punch a hole in the wall to destroy to rip shit off the wall. Like it's that intense when, especially when I am a person of means. I ain't never had an issue providing for him. My whole thing was like, yo, let me be his father. Don't minimize me to just a financier that gets to see him once a month or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me raise my child. It's my right. He's half me. The seed of him was in me before it was in you. It's our child. It's not your child. But a lot of times in these scenarios, when even in divorce, but especially outside of divorce, a lot of women, they just feel, because women carry for 9 months, they feel a ownership over the child. They
No,
don't
that's
look
crazy.
at the father as an equal parent. They just don't.
Yeah, that's craziness. That's craziness. Super Pat said, kudos to you for doing right by your son. And you too, baby Barack, both of you. Uh,
Appreciate y'all.
yeah, absolutely. Mama said my grandson is now 17 and can decide that he wants to see his dad now, which is great because we got to spend some time with him. Like, what was it, Labor Day weekend? Not this year, but the year before. So it's good to
Mhm.
see him and finally like let our hair down because of his crazy ass mama.
That's
Um,
heartbreaking though. The fact that so much time was missed, so
so much
many
time was missed.
experiences. Like like me and my son, man, we do everything together. I could imagine if this was taken from me, and then I just gotta let him grow up, and I see him later, and like, cause that happened with me and my dad. I didn't even meet my dad till I was 15, and then I met him once when I was 15, and it was messed up. Our relationship was messed up because my father, he met my mother in college,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom didn't know, but he was married, and
Oh,
so he got my mother pregnant with me. And then when she found out he was married, she never even told him she was pregnant. She dropped out of college, moved back to Detroit, had me. He didn't know I existed.
oh,
And
damn.
as I got older, I kept asking about my dad, and we ended up moving to Atlanta. And coincidentally, he lived here. And so she was like, I'll try to see if you can meet him. So I met him. We did the blood test. And once the blood test came that he was my father, it ruined his marriage because it proved to his wife that he cheated on her in college. So he held it against me, and he treated me bad. So I never wanted to see him no more again. So I didn't see him again until I was 30.
Oh my.
And when I met him again when I was 30, at this time I had a career, I had stuff, and we ended up building a relationship, and now we cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he came to my son's birthday party, and we see him, every once in a while. But like it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeesh.
he wanted because he has two daughters and a son that he raised. He's a great dad. He was robbed of the experience because he could have lost his girl, or maybe his girl would have understood back then. But his son, like he
He
never got to
just been
see me
honest
grow
from the
up.
gate. He should have been honest from the gate, and the fact that he allowed that shit to linger for so
But he
long.
didn't know. He didn't know that my mom was pregnant. She never
Oh, she
told
never
him.
told him.
No, she found out that he was married when
So
she
who's
was
to
like
blame in
two
that
months
situation?
pregnant.
Then? Is your
And then
mom to
she
blame, or
she
is he to blame?
you said what?
Who's to blame in that situation? Then your mom or him?
I mean, I think it's both of them.
Okay.
I think in his case, he's to blame for infidelity to his wife and messing around, especially messing around without protection and you married and stuff like that.
Oh,
So I
there's a
think
lot.
he's
There's
to
a lot. There's
blame.
a lot of them do it. There's a lot of you.
Yeah,
You will be amazed,
yeah,
especially.
and I think my mother, and God rest her soul, she passed away 3 years ago, but she made an emotionally impulsive decision that changed the course of my father's an architect. Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
he's
that's where
wealthy.
you get your stuff from.
He's wealthy, yeah. And I grew up in the projects and with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So she made an emotional. I could even see if she left, dropped out, had me, and then reached out to him when I was like 1 years old and was like, "Hey, you got to." But she just dipped, and I just grew up without a father, and he grew up with a son that he didn't know existed. You know what I'm
Sheesh.
saying? So these things happen, man, and that's why I say I look at myself as an anomaly, like, and I thank God I'm like kind of different. But most guys in my situation, they become gang members or they go to jail or they be in the street. When you grow up without that masculine leadership, when you grow up without that structure, without that discipline, it translates into wild shit.
Yeah,
You saw the Diddy documentary when they was
baby,
talking
don't
about how
bring that up.
you said when he was talking about how his mom used to dress him up like
I
little Harlem
mean,
gangsters and
and the
shit,
parties
and
that she had, I mean, he was
this,
definitely a product of his environment. So there's no denying that.
yeah, and
She
there's
has
no.
denied any of the abuse, and she denied that Diddy ever put his hands on her. This is what
I
she
mean, of
said.
course, who gonna admit to that, right?
Right, right,
But
right, right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there was no man like in my son's situation to come in and say, "Fuck no, nope,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
my son. Nope, nope, not my son. You're not about to have him dressing like
Well,
that.
that's because
You're
his
not about
father
to have
died
him."
or was murdered. So, I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I mean, and that's
I
that's
mean, his
case.
life, it him and R. Kelly's story is somewhat similar. Different circumstances, but somewhat similar. They both were products of their environment growing up, and it's a shame. I want to read some
Yeah.
more of these comments. Tasha said, so there is a thing called a mother state. It's several mother states where the courts always rule in favor of the mother no matter what, especially if the child is under 3. You know them states, Tasha? That's good to know. Tasha said circumstances has to be extreme for dads to win in mother states. My new boo is a custody lawyer for the attorney general. Okay, girl. Clock it. Uh, it's a Pope. I got you. I see your comment. Auntie said he lives with you. She is financially using you. Extortion. Mama said I used to be on the women's side, not anymore. Mama, I'm with you. I used to be one of them. The women, now, now, now. The women needs a child. But then
No,
I
it's
saw that thing
extortion.
do. Then I saw that thing do what she did with my nephew. I said, oh baby, this should be against the law for a women to keep their kids from the father, especially if the father wants to be in that child's life. Like you got to make that make sense to me. I could see if he was a deadbeat, no good, you know what, nothing ass ninja. But my brother wanted to be a part of my nephew's life, and she just made it so like impossible. But
It's
it's a Pope
extortion.
said, it's crazy. Isa Pope said, hey, I pay child support and all. My daughter mother stopped allowing my daughter from coming over because she started enjoying my new wife company. Convincing my daughter that she don't
Mhm.
want to come over when I ask her, she don't know why. She's only 9. Ooh. Ooh. What are our thoughts on that one right there? Should I read that back? And then
Read that back. Read that back.
so it's a Pope 49 said, "Hey, I pay child support and all. My daughter mother stopped allowing my daughter, who is 9, from coming over because she started enjoying my new wife company, convincing my daughter that she don't want to come over, and when I ask her, she don't know why." What advice do we got for It's a Pope 49?
So
Because
I'm
now
gonna
my daughter doesn't even want to come, and she's 9. I don't even think that's is. There's no decisions when you're 9. You're coming. But go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, my situation is a little bit like that in the sense of
What up, Sizzle?
like I told you, she felt like we would like be a family. Like even though we wasn't together, she felt like the the child would like force us, And fast forward, like, yeah, man, I got a nice house in the burbs. Like my girl, she has her own business and stuff too. Like, we got some, decent cars, whatever. Like we live a good life. And I think that and then too, like I say, my son was 2 when me and my girl got together. So he loves her, he loves her like a mom, So there's a bit of jealousy that's in there too that gets weaponized as well, and in those cases, so when like I did a co-parenting class, and in the co-parenting class they teach you these different styles of co-parenting. There's like 3
Yeah.
different styles, and one style is like collaborative, where it's like y'all get along, and it's like, hey, you do this, I'll do this, you do that, I'll do that. Okay, cool, cool, cool. There's another style which is just toxic. It's crazy. It's bad. Then the third style is called parallel. Parallel co-parenting is what I had to fight to implement, which is basically you hate me. You'll never be civil with me. So we need a super detailed court order that we use as our Bible. We
Damn.
don't we don't have to communicate. This court order has everything in it. If either one of us don't stick to it, we get held accountable. But so in cases like that where you got a new wife or a new girl and there's jealousy and there's all this stuff, you got to get a court order so detailed. When I say detailed, I mean the child's bedtime is in that shit. The
Damn.
everything is detailed. Where pickup and drop offs happen, what time of the day, what happens if one person's late, what like everything has to be in there. And then y'all use it as y'all Bible. And then even it don't matter how jealous she is, she got to stick to this agreement. That's my
That's
advice
your
to
best
people in that
suggestion.
situation. Yeah, you
Uh,
gotta the court order. You gotta have a lot of times 2 people can't communicate, so you gotta put a non-biased third party in between, and that's how you communicate. Because in my case, like I say, she was so emotionally impulsive. She would just do wild shit that wouldn't make sense to anybody, not even her own family.
yeah.
But what happens is the law is the non-biased, common sense third party. And now with them in the mix, you can't just do whatever your emotions tell you to do. You're going to get held accountable. You got to do what's best for the child, not what's best for you or whatever mood you in, or just because you hate me or you hate that bitch or you da da da. You gotta put a non-biased third party in the middle. That's the only way to regulate shit. Otherwise, she'll have primary custody and she'll use it to bully you for until that kid is 18. She'll bully you, she'll break your heart, she'll have your kid living in places you don't agree with, being around people you don't agree with. She'll take them away from you. Y'all will agree that you can have him for this holiday, and then she just don't show up and give him to you. You done made plans. You done bought flights because you want to take your son here, and then she's just gonna say no at the last minute. She will bully you.
But
You
she's 9 years old. Like, when this is what we talk about. Not you is a pup with this gentle parenting shit. Because when I was 9, I didn't have no options. I went where my mama and daddy told me to go. Where's the no discussion? Get your ass in the car. You going. But if there's some jealousy there, then yeah.
But you know
Um,
what though? People in that situation, sometimes it's gentle parenting, but also when you dealing with custody issues, you don't and even in my case, I don't necessarily discipline my son as hard as I want to because it could work against me in court if I if I make him go somewhere he don't want to go. Because the guardian, they come and spend time with.
this child is 9 years old. Make them go. You're going where I tell you to go.
Let me
I'm
tell
the
you, the
parent.
child being 9 years old, let's say one day, let's say the mother and the father get into like a parenting custody thing, right? And let's say one day she do some bad shit at the house and the dad spank her. Well, guess what? When the therapist talks to her, she can say, "My dad with me. I don't like him." Just because kids are emotionally impulsive, she can say that and it'll fuck his case up. Just because he was being a dad and disciplining her. But
Wow.
the like that's what they do. Like, because the what they call is a guardian ad litem. So basically, this person comes in. They spend time at the mother's household. They spend time at the father's household. They spend time at the child's class in school, and then they write a report and recommendation that they give to the judge. And the judge usually goes off of the guardian's report
That is crazy.
to
These
see who's
that is too
best.
much for
So
me.
both parents aren't disciplining the child because they're both parents are trying to stay on the child's good side. So that's
I got what you're
you
saying.
see what I'm saying?
I got
Yeah.
what,
So
that's
it puts you
crazy.
in a squeeze. You know what I mean?
Mama said, would he have wanted you back then? Talking about your father, would he have wanted you back then? And baby Barack said, I met my father when I was in my 40s. Waste of time. No way to establish a relationship when I came up on my own. A relationship at that stage of my life is pointless. Tizzle, what up if you're still there? Mama said manipulation from the mother, and I said, "Oh, that's horrible." And Baby Barack said, "Sadly, it's the Pope. It's gonna have to. You're gonna have to endure the legal system in order to get justice on this on his behalf. Gotta fight, brother." And Mama said, "Normally they have someone from the court intervene." And Isa Pope 49 said, "Yes, sir. I hate it had to come to that, but that's what I'm thinking." What up, Nina? And Auntie said, "Is she bipolar?" Is the Pope. And
Yep.
the Pope said all things are happening right now. And Mama said my son mother had him scared he was going to kidnap him. Yeah, she had the courts thinking we were going to kidnap him. Auntie said right. Is the Pope 49 said, when does the child become the boss? All this is costly. We just talked about that. Is the Pope 49 of how fathers don't want to fight the good fight because it costs so much. They rather say, you know what, F this. That's your baby. I'll go make another baby. You keep that baby because they don't want to deal with the financial part that comes with it. That's what Clean 1985 was saying. He has spent. How much have you spent trying to gain custody?
To this point, since I say the last 5.5 months, because I got the custody back in like the summer, I've spent close to 40K. And this is going until probably our next hearing is the end of February, and then we got another hearing at the end of May. Um, and that's like not even trial yet. That's just the hearings. So when this thing is all said and done, I'm easily gonna end up spending like 120,000,
Oh my
130,000.
God! And I'm telling you now, and no disrespect to my brothers, I don't see a lot of y'all doing that.
Now, mind you, my case is a little different because, like I said, I went for like a super duper top attorney because some attorneys will be cheaper, but I wanted to guarantee or give myself the best chance to win. You know what I'm saying? So another person might not spend as much as me. It's still gonna be expensive, but and my lawyer is a little different. But yeah, it's extortion. I mean, because if you think about it, when he when I was paying her, I was raising him. It was, imagine if you get $1,000 of free money a month and you know it's coming, and if the person don't give it to you, they're gonna go to jail. So her mind, she built her life around that money's coming in
Yeah,
every month. It's in
she
her
don't,
budget.
she don't really. I mean, not no disrespect. It seems like she doesn't really care about the kid. All she care about is the money.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that she loves her son, but I think in her
Do you?
case, I mean, I'll say this. I'll say this. I think that she loves her son, but I think she doesn't. Basically, she's convinced herself that she's like the hero in the movie and that everything she does is justified. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine this, right? Like, let's say, for instance, you are at the ATM and somebody tries to rob you and you defend yourself and kill them, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
murder is wrong, but you was defending yourself, so it's justified.
Yeah.
That's kind of how her mindset is like she's convinced herself that everything that she does is in favor of the child, even though it doesn't have much to do with the child. Like, and I mean, like I say, she got evicted last summer, and that's what my lawyer was kind of stressing to the judge. Like, this woman was getting $1,000 of free money a month and still got evicted.
Does she work?
She claims that she works. So we both had to submit all of our financial records to the court. I submitted mine. She still hasn't submitted hers, and she asked for an extension. She claims that she works for some drywall construction company in New York, and she told them in our hearing that she makes 60,000 a year. I don't believe it. Because I see her lifestyle. She live in a Section 8 crib that's in her mom name right now.
I mean, she's saving money, so I'm not mad about
Yeah,
it.
she live in a subsidized housing. The rent over there probably $150 a
But
month.
if is she really working is the question. That's the million
I
dollar.
think she's scamming because the dude she works for is I know the guy and her sister, her older sister's husband is the guy that helped him start this business. This dude was fresh out of jail and started a drywall, fresh out of prison, started this company and she's working with him. The her sister's husband tells me that she's sleeping with this dude and working with him. Here's the catch though. This
Yo, this
dude,
story gets yeah.
it gets
You might need a
crazier.
movie because this story just gets more and more interesting. I'm like, what the?
It's a
There's
movie.
more?
It's a movie. She's sleeping with this dude, supposedly. She's
Oh
sleeping
my!
with this dude. This dude is married to her cousin.
Oh, stop! 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 Just stop! Just stop! Just stop! Just stop! Just
You,
stop!
but like I said, people don't believe this stuff. Like when I used to tell people about what I was going through, or people just don't believe you. Like it's almost like when a woman is saying that somebody raped her and like nobody's believing her. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like nobody did that. Like and she's like, yo, somebody raped me. Somebody took my innocence, and y'all don't believe me. Like that's kind of how this shit is. Is like we have been so conditioned as a culture to see these single mothers as these heroic, strong, independent heroes. It's almost like we can believe they can do no wrong. But it's like there's a lot of dudes out here that they child is being ripped from them, maybe because they
Yeah,
cheated on her or something. Maybe they was boyfriend and girlfriend and the dude cheated. Him cheating on you got nothing to do with him being a father.
yeah,
But because she hates you for whatever you did, she'll just hold it over you for your whole life. And so this shit gets deep, man. That's why, to all of the fathers out there, what I say, man, is get your money up. We said before, even when Hefe was on here, what we said, man, the harsh reality is like, as a man in this world, you measure it by what you can produce. That's what it is. And the only reason that my son is living here now and getting to be to have a father in his life is because I can produce. I found a way to produce in this world. And because of that, I have the resources. But most regular people, they can't do it. They
man.
can't do it.
I told you, my brother, he was trying to fight the good fight, but them court cars, that judge, yeah, it's expensive.
It's
Tasha said
expensive.
at the age of 12, the judge will talk to the child in the chambers and the child can decide which parent they want to live with. I mean, 12, 13, I understand that, but 9 years
But
old,
imagine this. Imagine that the mom has been shitting on your dad every day in your ear since you was one, and making your dad out to be the most shittiest dude on the planet. When you 12, you're gonna say, I want to stay with my mama. I hate my dad. That's why I said they can weaponize the child against you and turn the child against you. I've seen it's happening to my cousin in New York right now with his daughter. His daughter hates him now. And they was married, got divorced or whatever, and the mom has just turned the daughter against him to where he actually won visitation in court, and the daughter was like, "I don't want to see him." Mind you, he's a jazz musician. This is a dude that has an entire album dedicated to his daughter. Her picture is all over his everything, and his daughter's been turned against him.
yeah. And they will, I'm pretty sure my brother's baby mama tried with my nephew, but my brother, despite her trying to do it, still was played an active role, not maybe hands on, but he made sure his presence was felt in his son's life. Mama
Yeah.
said all that money is ridiculous. The courts are a ripoff. Tasha said clean struggling to say positive things about her.
No. What I do because see, my thing is, I never once have ever and will I ever say anything negative about his mother to him. I don't do that.
Well, that's good.
She be over there saying whatever the fuck about me. I will never say if he's in the room and I'm on the phone with somebody, I won't talk about her. I don't want him to hate his mom. Like I want him to love his mom. I wish that he could have a better relationship, because it's hard doing this shit by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like so yeah, you struggle to say positive things because of the shit I've been through, but I will never down her to him ever. I
Good
don't
for
do
you.
that.
Good for
I
you.
don't do that.
For you. Is a Pope 49 said, it sounds like she's thrown off. She don't have anything to fight for with my brother. Mama said she wants the benefits of being a parent, but doesn't want the responsibility of being a parent. That's what that sounds like. She wants that money. She could, I hate to say it, clean. It don't seem like she really care about the child. Tasha said, it's a raggedy excuse of a mama clean. Just tell us. We on your side with this one. And Mama said, right, Tasha. And It's a Poke 49 said, sounds like a Tyler Perry special. Uh, Mama said she's
Man,
keeping it in the family. And Auntie said, what the hell kind of Tubi movie is this? Auntie, don't it seem like a Tubi movie? Uh,
man,
and
it
Mama said,
is.
laughing at you, Auntie. Is a Pope 49 said, it's true. My daughter mother's statement to me, don't think you're the father of the year. You ain't ish. She just mad that I'm a better person. And she's mad that you're probably married. And Mama said, never happened with my son Tasha. No judge ever talked to my grandson. Not because she upped and moved. Once what happened with my brother, she got the right to move out of state and she packed her shit and moved with some dude, and it didn't even work out.
Man, that's sad, man. I feel for your brother, man, because man, like
And
there's
this his
there's
firstborn.
nothing like
So,
raising a son, man. Like God, man. I hate that he was robbed of that experience,
oh no,
man.
he
That's
is. I mean, he has other kids, but it still was his. That's
mm,
the first. That's the firstborn. So yeah,
yeah.
we done been through some stuff. Like I said, and like Mama said, normally, 1985. If you had talked to me before all this stuff had happened with my brother, I would be on the woman's side. Like, absolutely, the woman needs custody. But after seeing some of the way you heifers act, when y'all don't get what y'all want, baby, I say lock y'all asses up and throw away the key. You could be mad at me all you want to.
No,
But
most people, that's they, because think about it, it's so much easier to see the mother or the woman as a victim. Like for instance, like how tall are you?
I'm five
It,
one.
so you 5'1", right? I'm six
Mm-hmm.
four, right? So let's
My
say,
boyfriend 6'4". Yep, he that height.
see, so look, check it out. So let's say one day you did something crazy like to me, like you stole something from me or you shot at me, anything, right? And me and you on the street arguing. Anybody that walks by automatically sees me as the villain. Because I'm tall, I'm a man, I'm imposing, and you're this small girl. He's yelling at her. Like it's just we're just way easier to villainize. You know what I'm saying? So when people will normally go on the mother's side just off the strength of, like I said, they'll what he do to her. He had to do something. He had to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times dudes ain't do nothing crazy outside of just they don't want to they not with her. They with somebody else, but they still got to co-parent the kid. You still got to raise the kid, you know. So the fact that we not together means that you willing to rob the child of a father just to jab at me?
That.
You know what I'm
Just yeah.
saying?
And it's some
So
stuff that women do, like from keeping a child, like because the man don't want to sleep with you or give you no eggplant. Like that's just absolutely ridiculous. Like
yeah,
what? That's a
yep,
stipulation for you to see, for the man to see his child. He got to give you some. Like I don't agree with it.
yeah.
Shaking my head, that's foul. Mama said no, she didn't. She didn't. A lawyer told him to give her permission to go. Big mistake. Oh, see, I thought he had got cleared after everything that had happened, but okay. Is a Pope 49 said at the end of the day, the child is totally affected by this. But is a Pope 49? See, your wife is being, your ex-wife being petty is what's going on here. Because I baby, ain't no way no 9-year-old is running me. If you don't get your ass up in that car, you going to your daddy's house. Period. Talk about. You don't get no options up in here until you start paying bills. That's what my parents told me. When you start paying bills up in here, then you get options. Not even then. When you move up out of my stuff, then that's when you make decisions. No, you going to see your daddy, but she being petty. Mama said, I hate to say this, but race played a part in it. My son was black, a black man, the villain. Yeah, and his baby.
Oh, she was.
She's white. She's white.
Oh, yeah. I
Or
mean,
Spanish,
man.
whatever she called herself. Yeah, I don't call herself
Oh.
Italian, whatever. Baby Barack says, this is why I only have one child. The baby mama is for the birds, and I refuse to have a flock of illegitimate children. Yo, I hear you. Is the Pope said, can we get both parents on your live at the same time? Would love to see how she acts. I don't know. I don't think your baby mama coming on this live.
Hell nah. She look. She even after our first hearing, right after the hearing ended, because the first one was virtual, right? Right after the hearing ended, my lawyer called me and was like, "Yo, it's like something's off about her. We need to file a motion for a psych evaluation." Because she was like talking super slow and blinking like this when she
She better
talked, and
be drugs.
like it was some crazy stuff. That's why I say, like, you having me and her, it don't matter that it, like I said earlier, there has to be a non-biased third party in between, because she don't live in the same reality. There's a different reality that she's in.
Is she a Pisces? Because you know we live in a different world, child.
No, no, she a Taurus.
Okay, yeah, us Pisces, we live in a whole nother dimension where we don't like what's going
It's a
on here.
different reality. Like she'll say certain stuff, and I like I'll be like, that's not even real. That never happened. I wasn't even there that day. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be some stuff, but it's like she made it up and now she just believes it, and that's fact. And it's like I
She's
can't talk.
delusional. That's what you
Yeah, we
call that.
can't talk if
Delusional.
you're not in reality. We can't talk at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's hard to really like, if you ask her right now, she'll tell you that uh I don't even be having my son like that. Mind you, he's been living with me for years. Every pair of shoes, every meal, every sport, every ride to and from school, everything has all been me. But in her mind, she's mom of the year and fuck me. And
Like
so
all
we'll
probably
be
mama.
talking, and she'll just start saying some stuff, and I'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And then it's like, "Okay, let's stop." That's why I'm like, I put the law between us, because you can't do that with the law. They're gonna say, "Okay, well, where's the receipts?" Well, how can you prove that? You can't just make stuff up, and then we got to go off what you make up. Now
You gotta have
we in a
receipts. Yeah.
position to where you got to provide proof because in court they call it hearsay.
Yes.
Anything you say and you don't have a witness or a document to prove it, it's just hearsay.
Right.
And that's what I wanted. I mean, I didn't want to spend this money, but I
A
wanted.
hundred and $20,000 is a lot
It's gonna take,
of
and mind you,
money.
this is his money.
Oh
Hundred and
my.
twenty thousand dollars is 4 year education at a nice school. Hundred and
And now
twenty
you
thousand.
have to dip into that so you can. That's so crazy. That
Yeah,
is so
and
crazy.
look, it's no. I mean, I think I got probably the best chance anybody has to win, but there's no guarantee that next year or the
Hey
year
Joey.
after that the court says go with the money. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Now, in my case, he's been with me for so long that even my lawyer was like, it's a low chance that the court will take him out of his
I hope
normancy.
they don't give him
You know
back
what
to
I'm
that. I
saying?
don't hope
Like,
they don't give him back to your baby mama. Cause
nah, I think we good, but we just got to go through the legal proceedings. Like, I just got to go through this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta finish it. You can't stop in the middle of it.
you
You
cannot.
gotta
He's not
finish it.
lying.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
you are
Like,
fighting a good fight,
and
please keep fighting. Please.
nah,
For your
all of the
children's
dads
sake.
out there, man, you gotta document everything, record every phone call, screenshot every text, create a folder in your phone, create an album, and screenshot every text. Keep it in there. There's softwares where you can extract text conversations between two users. Get that, document everything. Every time she called, I used to do what I had is I got an iPad, and so when she used to call me, before I answer, I do the voice note on my iPad, hit record, put her on speakerphone. So
That's
now I
smart.
got you, and
Hmm.
it sucks to do that because that's like a full time job doing that shit. But you gotta document everything to have the best chance. Because if you just go in there crying, saying I'm a good dad, I love my kid, they're not gonna care. They're gonna give it to the mother. So that's what I say to these dudes, man. Do it, man. I should have been documenting stuff way earlier than I was, but I mean, you think that you never think that it would come to this.
You live and you learn. You live and you learn. You absolutely do. You live and you learn. Joey Cakes, we were talking about should women go to jail for keeping the kids from the father. But final thoughts, let's drop them. Final thoughts. Is the Pope said the audience is the third party. Let her hear our comments. She is not gonna get on here. She's not gonna get on here. And they're going
Nah,
for a whole custody thing. Yeah, no, they don't need that. Yeah. Baby Barack
nah.
said the difference from then and now, Didi, is the cell phone. We used to get beat and couldn't dial 911 from the house.
Mm-hmm.
Joey
Facts.
Cake said document everything. And he said, yes, lock they asses up. I'm with you, Joey Cakes. That's my final thoughts. You want to play tough? You want to keep your kids from the baby father? You don't want your kids to see their father? Then you need to go to jail because it's their right to see their kids. Okay? I said what I said. I'm sorry, ladies. I love you. But yeah, you're dead wrong for keeping your kids from the father. Dead wrong.
A lot of
What?
them don't see value in a father because a lot of them didn't have a father.
I
So
mean, come on.
a lot of them feel, a lot of people, a lot of women feel like a father is disposable. It's like he can be there, he cannot, as long as he pays some money, that's cool. But as far as his presence being needed for the betterment of the child's personality and upbringing, they don't. A lot of them, they don't. They just don't see the value. They feel like I ain't had no daddy and I'm fine.
Mm-mm. I would not, if I had a son, want my son to grow up without his father. I don't give a damn what we got going on. I could hate the hell out of my boyfriend. Not to say that that'll ever come to
Mhm.
that, but if I hated the hell out of him, I would still want him to be a part of his child's life, regardless of how I feel. Them feelings got to get pushed aside. Because
But you
guess what?
gotta do you. But see, the thing about these women is the kid has to be more. I mean, the father has to be more than just a part of the kid's life. He has to be half, at least, of the kid's life.
Say it
Because
again.
that's what they'll do. They'll reduce
Hey,
you
Harmon,
to paying child support and seeing your kid every other weekend. What the fuck kind of influence can I have on my child if I'm seeing them
Mike.
4 days a month? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like let's keep it real, right? So a lot of the time the mother has to be sensible enough and love the child enough to put her personal vendetta to the side and say there's 30 days in a month. You need to be with your father at least 15 of them.
Yeah.
Straight up, like you, there's no, oh yeah, he can just come and long as you pay. No, these fathers, and for not even just for sons, for daughters too. That kid is half yours and half his. You don't own that child. You don't own it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know you carried it for 9 months. I know that's the way God made childbirth to be, but you don't own the kid. And a lot of people, a lot of women feel ownership over the child because they carried it. They feel ownership.
Yeah, but it still doesn't make it right. What up to my girl, Harlem Nights, Tan Tan, who blessed me with these twists, girl. Thank you, boom. Go see her if you want some twist locks. She do it all. Yes, my girl, Tan Tan. Joey Cake said, oh, Tasha said, lock these bitches up. Final thoughts. I almost choked on my spit. I almost choked on my spit. You, girl. I'm not messing with you no more, Detective. Joey King said, but family courts favor the moms way too much. Baby Barack said, final thoughts, ladies, rethink what a good father is and stop using the kids as leverage because they lose in the end. The kids do lose in the end. So stop using these babies. And Harlem Knight said, I've seen some situations where the father is not safe for the child as long is as long as it is a safe situation. Did you have to look back,
Yeah,
boo?
no, 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 no.
You had to make sure it was safe.
No, man, look. Not, and I mean, look, I get it. Like, not every man is like,
A good
yeah,
father.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not coming from the standpoint of every dude is perfect, but what you also got to do is give a man a space to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, when my son was born, his mom, she kind of had some like postpartum type shit or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So when he was born, I went over, because I made sure he was mine. We did the blood test and stuff. Blood test came. After the blood test came back and everything was cool, and even before the blood test, she pretty much was like, here. And so I'm this dude with an infant that never even knew how to handle babies before. And I had my son 24/7 for like months and months. So my homegirls was coming through, like helping me out, showing me how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then some years ago, my mom passed away because she used to help me.
Yeah.
So then when she passed away, like, but I learned how to raise a kid. I learned how to I used to be walking around. I used to have the baby thing with my
Oh
son
yeah, in the
in the
front.
thing. I had the
Yeah.
bag. I had the baby bullet, making the smoothies and the food. Like I had to learn that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, they don't have a handbook for parenting. Like you kind of just learn as you go. So a lot of dudes like they may not be fully equipped in the beginning, but give them a chance to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of women in the same boat. There's a lot of women who don't have natural maternal instincts and they have a kid and they got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to give people a chance, man, but you can't just take ownership of a child just because you don't like a person. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
then
That's
it,
crazy work.
and it's extortion in a lot of times because you weaponize the child for the purposes of maintaining the income that comes from the other parent. Because a lot of women feel threatened by the father spending more time with the child because they think that means less money. If
Yep.
it's,
I
you
was
see
just
what I'm
getting ready to
saying?
say that. Ding, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding. They think
Yep.
it's gonna be less money in their pockets, and
Yep.
that's crazy. Joey Cake said also the child is conditioned by these bitter mamas not to trust their dad or that he doesn't care, even if he's trying. You don't have to be a great person to be a great parent. Mama said, final thoughts. Fathers matter too. I like that. We need to get that on a shirt, Mama. And Tasha said, yes, Mama.
That's
And is the
facts,
Pope
mama.
is the Pope 49 said, let the child get to know the other parent for themselves. My mama always told me, you will get to know your dad yourself. She never spoke bad about him until I started calling her and asking her. And Tasha said, I wouldn't have survived if I didn't have my dad.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
never speak bad
I
about his
love, I
mom.
love the dad stories.
I'll never speak bad about his mom. Yeah, I will never do that. Like, I think because one thing they teach you in co-parenting class too is when you talk negative about the other parent to the child, it affects the child's self-esteem because they see themselves in their parent.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Mm.
he's you talk to my son right now, he gonna say, I want to be like my dad. I love my dad. My dad. So if you're talking bad about me every day, he's internalizing it. Like, do you think that about me too? Am I gonna
Yeah.
be like that one day? Am I like that's why it's very imperative that you don't talk negative about the other parent to the child. Let the child explore their own relationship, but don't do that because you think you jabbing the other person, but you really hurting the kid.
My final thoughts are I just want to give a shout out to all the great dads, including you, 1985, including you, Baby
Thank
Barack, DJ Dewitt, is a Pope 49, Super Pat, and anybody else I missed, my babe, he's a great father. Just all the dads that get out here every day and make it happen for they babies and who want to play an active role in their babies' lives and ain't letting these women. Oh, and Joey Cakes, you too, Joey. I didn't forget about you, Joey. Uh,
you.
and don't let these women dictate. If you want to be a part of your child's life, fight the good fight. Fight to see your child. Don't let nobody dictate you not seeing your kids. I promise you, your kids at the end of the day are gonna see the evil ways of that woman. So keep fighting the good fight. It's Pope 49 said exactly my brother because I grew up wanting to be like him. And you're welcome, Joey Cakes, always. And Baby Barack said having a shitty father made me a better father because I refuse to do what he did. Ladies, we do evolve when given a chance. I love it. This was a much needed conversation, and I know Tasha, you wanted to be both, but I think we needed to focus on the women because there are women that do this stuff. And again, I wouldn't be sitting here talking about it if I didn't experience it firsthand. You know what I'm saying? So it's a conversation that doesn't, like you said, 1985. It doesn't get discussed enough.
Ain't really
So
no movies about this. Ain't no TV shows. It's a very rare told story. We talk more. We make more slavery movies than we make about. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't talk about this. We just don't. You know.
where is the lie?
We
You
don't.
ain't
So
lying.
this story got to get told because the probably the top reason our community suffers the way we do is fatherless households.
Yeah, I agree with
That's
that.
that's the root of like 90% of our issues as black people is fatherless households. Like raising a child is a two-parent job, man. It just is, man. Raising a respectful, productive citizen takes two people.
Two parent household. I mean, that's what it used to be. We got away from that. So
Man.
Um, Baby Rock said, thanks, sis, for the recognition. And to Tasha, you that chick. And Tasha said, it definitely will always happen to men more than women. And thanks, Baby Rock. All right. Well, if nobody else has any final thoughts, this was good. It's a Poke 49. I hope you can get your situation worked out. I hate to hear that that's happening to you. But I mean, I'm not surprised if that makes sense that is happening to you. I'm not surprised at all. Is a Poke 49 said the only father of the show is Mr. from The Color Purple. Mr. was a Mr. was a menace like Diddy.
Yo,
Maybe
did
not
you
as
do an
bad as
episode
Diddy.
on the Diddy doc yet?
Oh, I watched all of them. I'm done.
We gotta do an episode about that, man. I
We
got some.
did it. We did it Friday.
I miss it. Damn.
Yeah, it's
Dang.
on YouTube. Make sure YouTube
I'm
you
gonna go
like,
look at it.
subscribe,
I'm
and
gonna go
follow.
look at
I
it.
didn't want to talk about it no more today because Jesus. I mean, it's, everybody been talking about it, but maybe we'll run it back tomorrow. Maybe. But all right, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow I will be on a little bit late. We'll probably start at 2:30. I have an interview with John Singleton's 7-year-old son. His name is Seven. So I'll be interviewing him tomorrow. He's an
That's
up and
dope.
coming actor. So he's been in Snowfall. He's been in Abbott Elementary. And a little birdie said they're trying to get him into the new Black Panther. So yeah. So
Okay.
2:30 tomorrow. We'll start a little bit late, but I'm on here. We
Man,
working up until Christmas, baby. Let's go. All
get
right,
to it.
y'all. Tasha said, did he? Diddy, that booty word from Blue Dot. Tasha, you made me choke on my spit once today. I'm leaving. Goodbye. See y'all tomorrow.
All right, bye.